We are back here on Sportsline talking about the Titans' loss last night in Houston. 737-7767, the phone lines, which are still open. We go back to them and say hello to line one, which is James. James, what's going on?
Just watching the show. I just wanted to say, I agree with all the other callers, what they said tonight. I do just believe that when Walker went down this season, right in the beginning there, our season, I knew it was going to be really hard to win. And also, I hate to see Mario to get sacked so many times. He's just not getting the protection. He's having to rush plays so much. But that's all I have to say, and I just hope they possibly maybe think about changing coaches. So.
Oh, wow.
All right, thank you.
You want to cut bait already in year one with Mike Vrabel. I can tell you this, that is not going to happen. Given all of the injuries that they had, especially to start the season, given what this team has done at times, they're going to be an 8-8 team probably at worst, so it's not like they've been terrible. But even if they don't make the playoffs, Mike Vrabel's safe. He's going to come back. They're going to have more time to put in this offense. They're going to hope to have Delaney Walker back and all that. My issue still, though, is the trenches. That's where this team made its hay when it went from worst team in the league to a team that won 9 games the last couple of years. Now, all of a sudden, they're losing the battles on both sides of the ball in the trenches. That's a roster thing. That's getting comfortable with what you've been the last couple of years and not thinking you need to improve there and not improving and then getting beat. And that's where they are right now. Back to the phones. Let's say hello to Nelson. Nelson, good evening.
Yes, I want to pitch like everybody else about the coaching and such. And I also want to ask a question. What about Llewellyn? I've not heard about him since his injury.
Yeah, he is probably still not going to be back. He's got the knee injury. He's not on injured reserve, so it's possible he could come back this season, but he looks doubtful for this game, and then with the short week next week against Jacksonville, I would guess the earliest you would see him back on the field would be, whatever that'd be, week 15 against the Giants in New York.
Well, another thing, I was sitting here in my grandson watching the game last night. I said, Sean, do you think we'll ever say Morgan or Arapahoe?
Yeah. No,
they're just standing out there and not doing anything.
Yeah.
Not doing anything.
Yeah, Nelson, I think that's a good point. I said it earlier. I think, and I hate to say it because I like them. They're both good guys, and they've been really good players for a long time in the league.
Probably so.
I think they looked old last night. I think they looked like guys who were a step slow to catch up with runners, a step slow to get in the position. They know their jobs. They don't blow assignments, and so that's why coaches love them, because they're in the right position and all that sort of thing. But there comes a point when you're in space, especially as one of those linebackers, so outside linebackers on a 3-4 defense, you've got to cover receivers, you have to tackle running backs in space, and you have to get pressure on the quarterback. Those are your 3 jobs, and right now they're not getting pressure on the quarterback, they're not tackling guys well in space, and neither one of them are particularly adept in pass coverage. That's never been their forte. But when you're not doing any of those 3 things, you're not really doing your job very well. So, Nelson, I appreciate the call. That'll be something they have to look for in the offseason, obviously. What do you do with the outside linebacker position? Harold Landry's getting groomed there. Who else? Who else do you have to put in that position that can be productive for you? Let's go to line 4. Say hello to Marty. Marty, how are you?
Good. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great.
The Titans, they was good at first. Now they just ain't worth what they get paid. They turn out to be a bunch of joke.
Okay.
I mean, truth is the truth. They ain't worth what they get paid.
Well, I mean, they were worth it last year when they got to the playoffs, and it's a lot of the same guys. They're just not performing at this point. And so the question for John Robinson is why? And I think the answer is, as he made moves in other places, and look, he had to fix the secondary, and he did. The secondary is better than it's been for the Titans. But he hasn't been able to fix everything, and now the strength of the team is no longer the strength. The trench play, the line of scrimmage is no longer the strength of this football team, and that's something they have to get fixed if they're going to succeed in this division, because the Texans are so good, especially defensively up front. The Colts are dominant offensively up front and getting better defensively. The Jags are great defensively up front. The Titans have to get back to winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. Let's go to line 2. Say hello to Colleen. Colleen, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. Go ahead, Colleen. You're on the air.
Oh, well, I had a comment about yesterday's game against the Texans.
Sure.
I feel that the Titans are a good team. Marcus Mariota, he completed 12 for 12. I believe it was the, I don't know if it was the defense or the offense, but one of them did not have Mariota's back. And I believe the refs made a bad call when Deshaun Watson, he did drop that ball.
I agree.
In the end zone, and I think it was a bad call, so I think it was unfair.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Colleen. I agree with you. I think that was a fumble. I think Mike Vrabel should have won that challenge. And I find it inexplicable that, frankly, we have replay review if they're going to come up with calls like that. But bottom line is the Titans got beat yesterday. It was 34-17, that call, not the difference in the game. Let's get one more in here. Hi, Jeff. How are you? You're next up here on Sportsline.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, go ahead. You're on the air, Jeff. Jeff, you're on the air.
Hey, I appreciate you taking my call.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Steve, I just, I agree with you 100% on the Titans. You know, you've heard so much about Mariota. The problem's not Mariota. The problem is the offensive line is not protecting Mariota and giving him time to take his reads and put the ball down the field, and the defensive line is not getting it done. And the bottom line is everybody's talking about, well, we might could still have a chance of making the playoffs. It doesn't even matter if we make the playoffs. This team is not good enough at this point to get in the playoffs and do anything with it. So it's all about next year. It's all about something's got to be done in the trenches, and I agree with you 100%.
All right. We appreciate the call, Jeff. Got to run, hit a break here, but we'll see. We'll see if they can pull out a miracle in December or if it is indeed all about next year. Back after this.